bold decision about homework is getting top marks from her students and also winning accolades from people across the country. Brandy Young teaches second grade in Godley, Texas. Her letter to parents became a sensation on Facebook. She wrote, "There will be no formally assigned homework this year. Spend your evenings doing things that are proven to correlate with student success. Eat dinner as a family, read together, play outside, and get your child to bed early." Young explained her decision.
Last year, I just did a reflection of what we had done the previous year, and it wasn't working for my classroom. And if something's not working as an educator, you need to change it. You're here to help these kids. Younger elementary students don't need pencil and paper work after they leave the classroom. I'm checking for mastery in here. I know what my kids know, and I know what they can do. It just wasn't right for them anymore.
Psychologist Lisa D'Amour is the author of Untangled, Guiding Teenage Girls Through the 7 Transitions into Adulthood. And we're also happy to say she's now a CBS News contributor. Lisa, good morning.
Thank you for having me.
So this letter that was shared by a mother has now been shared on Facebook 70,000 times. This is striking a chord for a reason, isn't it?
It is, it is. You know, I think a lot of families feel pretty stressed by homework, you know, especially when it's excessive. And I think, you know, you have kids who have a long day at school and to come home and then feel like they have to tackle a pile of homework. And then for parents who come home from their long day and then have to lean on a child to get them to tackle a pile of homework, it's not so fun.
And you have all this research telling us that kids need to get more rest, which they're not getting enough. So, I mean, where does the research stand on the value of homework?
Well, it's interesting. You know, when we look at, we have a lot of data over a long period of time. And what we see is that up until 7th grade, more homework doesn't mean more achievement. After 7th grade, 7th to 12th, we actually see that more homework does actually contribute to more achievement to a point, that you get to diminishing returns. So for middle schoolers, after about 90 minutes a night, the benefit drops off. And then for high schoolers, somewhere between an hour and a half and 2.5 hours a night, the benefit drops off.
Wow, so should students or parents push back if they feel their child or they are getting too much homework?
Well, if a child is really overwhelmed by the homework or can't manage the homework, I think that for younger grades, maybe the parent should reach out to the school. I think for older grades, we'd like to see the child take that initiative. In my experience, teachers want to help. You know, teachers don't know what goes on in our homes. So I think if things are not going well at home, families should reach out to the teacher. All teachers are going to want to find a solution to that.
There was a 2015 study that showed that the homework load for some young elementary students is almost 3 times what's recommended. So, I mean, you talked about a drop-off effect when you go over the limit. I mean, what is the effect on the kid when you go over the limit?
Well, you know, what we like to see is about 10 minutes per grade. You know, so 10 minutes in 1st grade, 20 minutes in 2nd grade, 30 minutes in 3rd grade. That's roughly been the recommendation. Part of the excess that we're seeing is that we're in an era of high-stakes testing. And teachers are under pressure, which means students will be under pressure. But it does stress kids, and it does stress families.
It's interesting, one school in Massachusetts decided to get rid of all homework. It's an underperforming school, and extended their school day. What do you think of that?
Not a bad idea, right? And I think probably a relief to those families, like get it done at school and then come home and be off the clock.
It is important to note, too, that this teacher in Texas who said no homework made a point of saying, but let's use that time instead to have dinner together. She didn't say, okay.
Read to your children, which is
Get more
critical.
sleep, things like that. And those are all excellent for child development. We know that. Absolutely.
When do you know your child is stressed and in trouble because of the homework situation?
You know, I think tears, you know, are not uncommon in homes. I think, you know, we all have, you know, and I think that, you know, if you and your child every night approach homework like this terrible battle that is about to unfold, it's time to call the teacher and it's time to ask for help.
So what age then does it become appropriate? I mean, I have children who are going in from 3rd grade into 4th grade, and they're watching, and they heard this segment, and they said, that teacher's really smart.
They're so excited,
But I find that it is important, though, to establish some responsibility. You have a homework, and I see my kids react to it differently. They say, I've got to get this done, I've got to get this done. And I find that encouraging to watch that they see a deadline, they want to meet that deadline, they want to meet that project, that homework project that's done.
Absolutely. I think, you know, in some ways, the best argument for homework in the younger grades is the establishment of routines. You know, that you come home, you sit down, you get it done, you carry on with your evening. And I'll tell you, I get to watch kids go over the course of development and a long trajectory. I will take a child with excellent homework routines over a child with a very strong intellectual endowment any day. You know, when you see success down the line, it's the kids with the good habits.
Very good.
Absolutely.
Lisa, Elmore, thanks so much.
Sure.
Thank you.